Hello, this is Keith with EveningShadowsTarot.com. My website is below this video. You can click on that, and if you would like to have a personal reading, you'll send me your name and address, email address, and age, and your questions, if you have more than one. And I'll do a reading for you. It'll be on a moving screen. This is a stationary screen that I'm doing these on, but yours will be on a moving screen. After I have completed, I will send you the link. You can watch it at any time you want to. You can watch it as many times as you want to. If you don't want to share it, you don't have to share it, but if you do want to share it, just give a friend the key and let them watch it. But it would be very private. And thank you. So what we're going to talk about today is my guides have asked me to do some things, and they're helping me with them and leading me in different directions. And you're one of my sources, by the way. And it's to make some extra money. Wouldn't it be nice if you could do a little part-time job, even if you're a little older? You and maybe 2 or 3 of your friends could go together and do it. And at the end of the month, if you had enough money to pay your utility bills, all of them, wouldn't that be a blessing? I know it would be a blessing for me because I live in a very modest home. It's 70 years old, and but my bills are expensive. My utility bills in the summer, my electric bill has been running me $229, and I know if you lived in California that may sound reasonable, but it's kind of hard on my budget. It's not kind of, it is hard on my budget. So this is to selling your product at the farmer's market. And we're going to read the cards and see what it suggests. And I have shuffled the cards, and then I go through and I stop and I put the first card out. Let's see when I come to this. So it gets a double shuffle. This one is Knight of Cups. And it says to, he's not running, the horse is not running. It is the body motion. It's figure what you can do sell at the farmer's market, something different. I know some people are making bread, artisan bread, and 2 or 3 of the ladies, and bringing it out and selling it. Farmer's market is usually 1 day a week. In your town it may be more than that, but here it's usually earlier in the morning, and it's through by noon, so you'd have to do your baking ahead of time. Another one is the person has a dairy, and they're making ice cream and selling, and I thought that was a good idea. And if you crochet products or knit, you might do afghans, or you might do pot holders. You know, Christmas is coming up, and people are going to be looking for practical gifts. Money is getting tighter, and we need to, if we possibly can, find sources for some extra money to come in right now. Most of us do anyway. The next card is the 8 of Cups. And if you'll notice, he's turning his back on what he's doing now, and he's going to maybe you're retired and have Social Security, and it's not going as far as you need it to. I was watching on our a video, and a woman didn't have an RV. She was living out of her car, and she only makes $250 a month from Social Security. She said she can't afford to travel much, but she said, "You're not going to believe this, but I also am buying some land, a small lot, and paying it out." So, you know, it can be done. Think about what you're going to use to do. This one is the King of Swords, and he cuts through and helps you decide on business. So that would be cut through and see where you would make your profit. If you're selling it for the same price it cost you, you're not going to make any profit. This is the King of Pentacles. Again, he's not showing you that he's probably worth a fortune, being a king, but he's only showing you one. In other words, it just takes a little bit of money to make it. to help you make it through the month. Think about what you can do. I have a friend that does artwork, and she does small paintings, and she's very reasonable. This one shows the man in his stress. He's waking up in the middle of the night worried about money. And I'll tell you, many of us are doing that right now. I'm one of them. But I said I wake up at 3 in the morning for an hour or two and just think and talk to my guides about helping me and to help you. This is the 7 of coins, and this is showing you don't just spend that money, but you let it build up. Think about that at the end of the month when you had enough money to divide. If there's 2 or 3 of you going together and doing this, making the bread or making desserts, or it could be donuts. It could be a lot of things that you could sell at farmer's market. This one is the man who is thinking about the past. He's thinking about he has spilled milk. Maybe you've had some investments that have gone bad. If you can't concentrate on those, I know that I have had a couple that just have gone through the floor if they were so low, and it really does hurt your budget. And so you have to think, forget about this. We can't go back and replace that milk. But he has 2 that have milk, so he's doing pretty good. He still has some spending. The next card. This is the lovers, and let's say that it's a couple, married couple. Married couple can make a great team doing things. One of my friends does the woodwork, and his wife does the painting. And he does real fancy edges to this wood, and then she does a kind of country painting. And they're very reasonable on their products, and it's just beautiful. They're working as a team. Let's go down. Let's see what else. What other suggestion we have? This one is about business. This is the 2 of Wands. Now, folks, if you had think about the wands. Wands are made of wood. They're not expensive. They weren't expensive. A sword is expensive, and if you saw someone with a sword, you knew that he came from wealth, or that someone wealthy was backing him. The wands is a common man, and this is a person looking at the practical things that people need, and he's looking at business. He's looking out to the world and the ocean and what it could bring him. So making money small amounts at a time will add up at the end of the month, and hopefully do what you need it to do to help you cover all your bills. Let's see what else we have here. This one is temperance, and that means don't do more than you can. Use in other words, if you did real good and you sold 10 loaves of bread, then you might think, well, I'll do 20. Well, don't kill yourself on this. Do just enough to get the amount of money you need, and think about you won't be working every day if you're working at a farmer's market and selling at a farmer's market. You're only going to be working that one day, maybe half a day, but your products are going to be made at home and cooked at home. Now, let's see what the final card tells us to do on here. Might make a suggestion. This one is judgment, and I just did a reading on living in SUVs that they can get even at your home, and this card came up, and this shows people who have passed away and they're being born again. Now, that doesn't mean that they're going to heaven. In other words, this is symbolic. This means that you're going to have to be born again about your thinking. You may know someone who is very proud and wouldn't think of selling anything to make money, but they may need money, and they're going to have to get past this. We're all going to have to. There's nothing to be ashamed of trying to make extra money. You may even have a job and want a second job to bring in extra money. So think about this. We're in this boat together, and we need to be able to help people. And let's say that you make a little extra money and you don't need all of it. you might be able to help family members. You may have children that have children, and they could use a little bit of extra help. In other words, we're in this to help each other and to stick together, and no one trying to be all show and having the biggest house and the most cars and the biggest cars and the best of everything. This is going to humble many of us, and we're going to have to think what's important. We're going to have to look at life in a different light than we have been. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. I would like any comments below and suggestions. We're in this to help people. I'm in it to help people. I'm also in it to make a little money in that I do readings. But that's my method of bringing in a little bit of extra money and hopefully getting enough to pay the utilities each month. I'm thinking personally right now about if I'm physically able to go through selling my home and getting it ready to sell, and I owe some money on the home, so I wouldn't come out with the full amount by any means. And homes are selling for a lot of money right now, and I have been told by people who invest money that this is going to change, that the bottom's going to drop out of these houses, and that they're going to come down 25, 30% or more. And I know that the $1 million homes have been dropping in price. And of course mine is not a $1 million home, mine's just an average home. I live in Texas, and I love my home, but it certainly isn't fancy, but it's just what I need, except it's too big. And I need, when I get my bills each month, I would like to look at those bills and think, oh boy, I've got plenty of money to pay all these bills, and then I'll have some extra to buy food. I don't think we're going to get any more checks, folks. I keep thinking that they're going to come in and start giving us money every month, but I don't guess the government can afford to do that, and so we're going to have to figure out ways to bring that extra money in. We're not going to have those checks. A lot of people think that it's beneath them to work, or that they're older and they can't do it. But you know, I didn't think I could do this website, and I think I've been doing it for about 2 weeks now, and you know, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm learning a lot. I'm helping myself. I do readings for not only the public, but I do them also for me, and I may read cards 2 or 3 times a day to help myself learn and to benefit from it. And a lot of times I have just been at wit's end what to do, that I feel like I'm short of money. You know, right now, to give you an idea, my dishwasher broke, and I can't get it fixed. So I wash dishes by hand. And someone said, boy, I bet you hate doing that. And I said, you know, I don't mind it at all. Reminds me when I was younger, we didn't have a dishwasher, and we washed them. And I kind of like it, and it is kind of a good therapy for me. But I wish it wasn't because my dishwasher was broken. I wish that I had the money to fix it. So I'm already having to watch my money and figure out ways to make money and where to place the money. And I bet you have friends the same way. So I'm trying to get all this together to help people. And I hope this has helped you. Please consider viewing my other websites, my other videos, and some are games, and I think you'd like them. Thank you so much for watching this. I appreciate you watching it and taking time, and I hope to get better and better at this. I'm just starting. So stick with me and try to look past the talking slow like a Texan, but I am a Texan, and I'm not for sure I know how to talk real fast. So if you can bear with me, I'll try to bring you good knowledge, and I'm trying to help you. Thank you so much for tuning in.